trapped here, right? Nothing good's happening. I don't want to stay here though, right? Because if I just stay here against the wall, he's going to start beating me up. Not fun, right? But how do I close this distance in a meaningful way? So all we're going to work to do here is I'm going to reach from one hand for a half Thai punch. So for me, it's generally going to be my left hand. For you, it's going to be your right because you're a dirty southpaw. It exists for some reason. But as I'm here, I'm just going to shoot this almost like it's an uppercut, but I'm looking for my forearm to make the contact. So as I'm here, he's throwing just kind of punches, right? Bop, 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 bop. Here. As I do that, I'm going to pull his head into my shoulder, and I'm going to look to cup on top of this arm. So we're here, he's piecing me up, I don't like what's happening, bop, bop, right? As I come here, all I'm going to look to do, step, out, and turn. Boom. So we're here, I don't like this is happening, bop, bop, turn, boom, and look to put him against the wall. Then we're going to work on a couple things from here. But questions on this?
That's the only little thing I'm going to ask you. So when you're like turning him, are we like using his momentum at all, like against him, or is it kind of like no matter where he's at?
I'm turning him, not turning myself. So if I'm here with him, so think about it this way. It's not me turning and then hoping he turns. I'm making him turn. This is you go. If he's pushing into me, that helps a little bit, but I'm making him turn. Because my goal at this point is, boom, I get control of your head here. A lot of people are going to swing on this side. Boom, I'm trapping this, keeping myself safe. That's what's going to allow me to turn. Here. Does that make sense? Questions on that?
Are you pushing your head into the neck or the...
Yeah, so I'm always here. I'm looking to connect my temple, my unicorn horn, goes right behind his jaw, in between where his jaw and his ear connect. Right there. Here's why. How comfortable are you? Now, when you go to move, what happens? That's why. I'm hitting you with my unicorn horn. Especially in MMA, I can't headbutt, right? There's nothing in the rules that says I can't even do this. That hurt. Daddy? I can use that head as pressure. I can stick him places. People don't use their head as a tool. So when I'm here, boom, I place him here. Because now if he tries to move, he's got to free his head first. So a lot of people will kind of go their head over, like chin over the top of my head here, which is how you set up some of the wrestling stuff we're going to work on. Does that make sense?
Is that recommended?
Not ideal because you're being guillotined.
I was going to say...
I use it on the ground a lot. So if you watch my last fight, I used it to pin his back to it.
So if you do a takedown.
Yeah, like if I'm pinning you to the mat, it can be used.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I'm here, right? Good things are happening. He's swinging on me, right? But I'm like, hey, hey, plot twist. Boom, I get my control. Boom, I step, turn, and I put him here. Now, there's going to be a couple of natural reactions. I'm going to try to facilitate one that I want. So, for those of you who are strikers, what you're going to be looking for them to do is try to start pummeling with him. So, he's going to start to come here, and you're going to look to drive those knees in. So what I'm going to look to do here is, as I'm here, I'm going to look to keep my elbows back just a little bit wider. That's going to allow him to try to roll in. And that's where you throw those knees. Does that make sense? So that's option A I want you practicing is. Partner, you get here, you notice the elbows are a little wide. I come here. Boom. Right? Little short knees, drill through the bottom. Option B is I want to wrestle with him. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my pressure up. So I'm here. Boom. As soon as I feel him try to start to base and work here, boom. Both hands to the inside of that thigh. So I'm here, boom, I start to drive that pressure up. You're going to try to base, boom. Once I'm here, sit them off the wall, finish the single leg how you want. Most of the time, I'm just going to turn you to that foot. Keep it simple. Questions? No, so that one's more if I keep my elbows wide, because I want you to. So if I'm here, Josh gets in here, right? He's got his head pressure, he's got me, right? If he keeps his elbows wide, I'm going to try to start digging in. Right? I'm going to try to clinch with him. If I go up to clinch like this, guess what's not available to stop me? My arm. So he's going to throw a knee right to my ribs, and that's not going to feel good, right? So that's what I'm baiting that little bit. I'm not flying my elbows like this, right? Thieves don't come through wide open doors, but if there's a crack, they'll come through, right? That's what I'm trying to do, right? When I roll with you guys, if I'm like, here you go, here's my arm, take it. Take it. Do any of you grab my fucking arm? Carson, he's done something, does. We're stunned. Carson, right? But if I'm like, oh man, you got my arm, and I use it to trap you, you walked into it. That's what I'm trying to get Josh to do here. I get here, right? Boom. I keep my elbows out, he tries to get in. It sets that knee. That's what I'm looking for. Alright? Or if I'm here, if I'm driving this pressure up, naturally you're going to want a base. It allows me to sit. Either way, I'm baiting your reaction. Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3. If you get stuck against the wall here. So like if he's here, right? Boom, he's pinned me here. Like I don't like any of what the fuck's happening here, right? Like, he has a good tight plumb, he's got head control, he's got an under or a hook here, right? None of this screams Dustin's life's going well right now. Right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is get a good base underneath me. I'm gonna widen my feet out, get a good base. The other thing, the hand that is here, I'm going to try to reach my hands up and clasp just behind his neck here. Here's why. 1, disengages a little bit of the pressure here and a little bit of the pressure on my bicep here. So boom, I'm going to look to go here. Now, my goal is to pull his head off my chin because this sucks and I don't want to stay here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to keep those clasped hands, look to pull them across. Now, as you do that here, I'm going to look to throw something. Knee, it's this knee, same side. Boom. Now, once that knee lands, realize if you hang out here, you're stupid. Continue turning him this way. But if I'm here, he's got me pinned against this wall. Nothing good happens after this, right? Like, you need to get out of this first. Boom. All I'm looking to do, bring my elbows together, here. Clasp that up. As I'm here, I'm looking to off balance. Here, that just palm to palm grip. Boom. As we're here, turning, you can clear out, you can stay engaged, play to your strengths here. If you're a wrestler, I have a good engagement here, right? Like I start to go to work from there. If I'm a striker, push off. We don't have to grapple just because they want to grapple, right? So at that point, it's dealer's choice, but you use that palm-to-palm grip to break that. Pop that knee in there. It doesn't happen. You're not trying to kill them with it. If it lands solid, it lands solid. If not, it makes them worry about things other than the positioning. We've talked about this all the time. If I just do this to you, it doesn't hurt, right? But you have to focus on that, right? Like if I told you math questions right now, it'd be really fucking hard to answer. Right? So even if it's just a simple, hey, boom, I get here, bop. You had to worry about that knee coming in, so you couldn't focus on re-gripping or shooting or doing anything else. That's what I'm looking to accomplish.
With the gloves, do you not recommend like the going over the head?
Not in this position.
Okay.
Here's why. If they're full plumb, yes, you can until the gloves come across, right? They're not in this, right? They've gotten you pinned against the wall here. They're not doing like a traditional tie. So that's why we're not going to like a traditional tie break. That's why we're going, it's called an over grip head lock. You want the rest of them. Here, we're over gripping. Pull, pop.
Even after you turn this too.
Yeah, I mean if you want to turn here,
And then you okay.
Dealer's choice, after you get him turned back to the wall, options bar goes from really short to really long, right? Here, let's have some fun, right? I can continue to just knee him into oblivion. I can tackle him out, knee him to oblivion, right? I can sweep. I can shoot. I can break off. I can stand back. There's a variety of dumb that you can do here, right? Make good choices and move to your strengths. Does that make sense? Realize your goal is always, I was joking, we don't fight fate. That's never my goal, is to fight you. Mano a mano, fair, right? I'm trying to fight you at as much disadvantage as I can manage within the rule set we're in. So if I'm here, if we're standing square with each other, we are 50-50, right? The world is equal here. I'm trying to fight here. I'm trying to control this wrist. Because now it's not 50-50. I'm not fighting you in a fair fight as often as I can manage. That's always my goal, is to get to positions where I have a tactical and technical advantage. Tactically, I get to make the choices of where we're going next. You don't get to decide shit once we get in a fist fight. How many of you have rolled with me and been like, man, I decided what happened next, right? I went to that and it was my choice, right? Especially when I'm getting ready for tournaments. And I'm going offensively. How many of you have felt that and been like, oh, this is all not my choice, what happened here today? Yeah. Suck less. But that's always my goal, is to put myself in tactical positions where I get to make the choices. If I'm here, you have not a lot of great choices. If I have you pinned up against this wall, right? Not a lot of great can happen for you. So you have to get back to where we're fair, or you're at an advantage. We talk about it all the time on the number line, right? 0 on the number line is we're at an advantage. I'm trying to get myself as far down the positive side as I can. Keep you as far down the negative side as I can. When I get here, it's +3 me, -3 you. You have to do a lot to get back just to 0, nonetheless to get an advantage. And so that's where I'm always trying to keep you, is in between those positions where I have the advantage tactically to decide what we do and technically to implement what I want. ¿Entiendes? Means you understand. In Espanol. 1, 2, 3.